Hi guys, it's Mark from Burton Bibles, and I'm back today with another Bible review. I have been enjoying this Bible for a few months now, actually, so I'm a little bit late with my review, but I wanted to spend some time getting to know this Bible and to bring to you my thoughts, because this Bible is definitely going to be one of my main Bibles going forward in my rotation. Obviously, I have a lot of Bibles. Some of them I review and move on and gift away. Others I will keep hold of. This is a Bible that I bought myself with my own money, so I didn't get sent this to review or anything like that. And this is the New King James Version of the new Thompson Chain Reference Bible. Now, you will know that the Thompson Chain Reference Bible is a Bible that I hold very dear to my heart. I have my grandfather's old Thompson Chain, King James Version. One of my first serious Bibles was a King James Version Thompson Chain Reference handy size that was actually printed and published by Cambridge in the early 1990s. And I hadn't been able to find a good one from Kirkbride with that old KJV text block. However, this is the new one from Zondervan, and I have to say I like this very, very much. This is the Premier Collection, I think it's called. So it's a premium Bible for sure. It has this wonderful goatskin cover. It has these spine hubs that give some nice strength to the spine. It is a big Bible, so there's a lot on this binding. But it is absolutely fantastic. It's edge-lined. There you have it, the goatskin leather cover. Really like the presentation and the production values in this Bible. Now, one thing I'll say about it is that despite being printed in China, it is very, very good. The paper is fantastic. It's a 36 GSM European premium Bible paper, and also the interior design and the typefacing is all been produced by 2K Denmark. So 2K Denmark are well known amongst the Bible community. They have done a lot of work with Cambridge and other such Bible publishers, and that's who have helped produce this with Zondervan. Art gilt page edges, as you can see, really, really nice. Now, this Bible, I think, will be perfect for somebody who likes the New King James Version and who would really like a serious study Bible. The helps in here are absolutely fantastic and really second to none. But I've been enjoying this because I've been getting to know the New King James Version a bit better. And what I've been enjoying about it is the fact that it will tell you in the footnotes, particularly in the New Testament, it will tell you the various manuscript and textual differences. So you will see notes that allude to the NU text and the majority text and things like that, and it will explain that in the beginning, and it will just tell you what the different manuscripts and texts recommend, because the New King James Version is quite unique in the sense that I think it's the only modern translation that is based on the same textual basis as the King James Version. So if you are a King James Version fan, you may well find this a natural transition. I certainly have. I was raised on the King James Version, and maybe that's why I do like this translation, because it reminds me a lot of the KJV. But the benefit that you get with it is that it will tell you, not only is it a sort of an updated, more modern translation with all language tweaks to reflect that, but it will tell you where the manuscripts differ, etc., etc. So that's all I want to say really about the translation, other than I quite like it and I've been using it and I've found it to be a blessing to me. But let's dig into this Thompson chain reference and see what it's all about. Now, the great thing about the Thompson chain reference is the chain reference system of cross references. Now, you don't get the traditional cross references with this Bible. You will see that the outer margins and the inner margins of each page, it goes for this 4-column approach, which is still in keeping with the old Thompson chain reference Bibles, where they would arrange 2 columns and have 2 outer columns for the chain reference system. So I do quite like that layout. It reminds me of my original Thompson chain reference, the Westminster Bible from a Trinitarian Bible Society. That is similar as well. It goes for that 4-column approach, and I do quite like it. Some people might find it a bit noisy, a bit confusing, but I actually quite like it because I was just raised on that layout of Bible, I suppose. But let's have a look at this. So if I choose, for example, I'm not going to explain the whole reference system, but let's look at some of the features of the Bible. Now, we've been going through Mark's Gospel at church recently, so let's have a look at this, because what we will have at the start of every book is it will start on a new page, so no sort of halfway down the page going on to the next book, and you'll get a book introduction. In the old Thompson system, that would be in the back with the book guides, the book helps, but here they've decided to put it at the start of the book, which I really like and makes a lot of sense. So you'll have things to do with, who wrote it, when did they write it, who was it written to, what's the main themes, a breakdown of it, and different notes all to do with it. Now, it will tell you as well the major chains, because what Thompson developed his system around was linking scriptures together that chained together, so you could follow a chain of a thought through the Bible. So the main chains in Mark's Gospel are going to be listed here. We've got a chain for John the Baptist, Christ's temptation. What else have we got here? Christ's power over nature. The opposition of the Pharisees, Christ's authority, his miracles, the Lord's Supper, the cross, and against it is a number which will refer to the back, where you can look at all of the references to do with that particular chain. So it's a really good tool for comparing scripture with scripture and following a theme through the Bible. And then when you get into the book itself, you'll have, again, a new page where it starts, and you'll notice it's got this really nice, attractive 2-colour page layout. So they've gone for this sort of deep red and black. Now, it's not a red letter Bible. You'll notice that here, that you can see the words of Christ are not in red. That's a bit different. It's not often that you get that. And if you love the red letter, a red letter Bible, then this maybe isn't one for you, but certainly I've quite liked it. I'm not fussed either way, really, with red letter. You'll notice that it's broken down. It is a verse-by-verse Bible, so it's not a paragraph layout. But what it does do is it just gives you these headers, subheadings for the various different sections, if you like, of the chapter. So the chapter is broken down quite nicely, I think. And it does have running headers across the top as well. So if you have a glance at the top of the page, you will know what the major events and the major narrative is in any particular section that you're in. So really like the layout of it. You can see that this paper, this 36 GSM European paper, is very nice. There's not a lot of noise. It is a line matched digital typeface. So line matching means that the print on this side matches the print on the other side, so you won't get overlapping text like that. The text lines up so that you don't get confused by looking through the paper. So that is also something nice to see. The font size is 9.5, so this is a really nice, clear font, very easy to read. I found this a nice one to read in the evenings as well when my eyes are a bit more tired. So that 9.5 font is great, and it's quite bold. It's not a skinny font. And this is the NKJV Comfort Print typeface developed by 2K Denmark. So the Comfort Print now seems to be ubiquitous amongst the Zondervan Bibles. So this is, again, another example of that, and it's really, really nice to read. and I hope that's coming through on the camera as we take a flick through. Now, in terms of the chain reference system, there is over 100,000 references in that chain reference system. So this is certainly one of the best Bibles if you want references, cross-references or otherwise. This is really going to help you dig into Scripture and compare Scriptures with Scripture. Now, in terms of a chain, we could look, for example, at this one here. This is the Gospel. So we have a chain here for the Gospel because it says the beginning of the Gospel of Jesus Christ, the Son of God. So there's a chain there, and it will tell you where to find that chain in the back of the Bible, and it's found at 1440. So if we go to the back of the Bible and we find in our index 1440, we will see that here it is, the Gospel, good news, general reference to, and it will list all of the references in that chain for you. So you can literally pick your way through these scriptures and dig into what the Gospel means by comparing Scripture with Scripture. Now, it will tell you where the next reference is in the chain as well. So you can point forward to the next one. So, for example, Christ baptized 759, and it's got the next reference, which is Luke chapter 3, verse 21. So if you go to Luke chapter 3 and verse 21, somewhere around here, 3 verse 21, we have John baptizing Jesus. So you have that there, and you'll see it says Christ baptized 759. So hopefully you can see just how simple and straightforward it is to get into this Bible, to see what it's all about, and to start using it for your benefit and for your blessing. Now, in terms of other features, yes, we've got the book introductions, we've got the chain reference system, but there is also a plethora of helps in the back of this Bible, just as there was in the original Thompson chain reference. You can see where the scripture ends, which is about here, and you have all of this in the back of the Bible, and it will tell you comprehensive Bible helps here. So what have we got? We've got an article on the principles of Bible study by Dr. Frank Charles Thompson. So a lot of nice little guides to study. Then we have an alphabetical index of topics. So let's say you already know what you want to study. Let's say you want to study, the grace of God or something like that. You could go to the index, and you could go to the grace of God. So we're in a God section here, and grace of God 1445, and again you can look up in your numerical index 1445 grace, divine grace, and you'll notice that there is the chain there for you should you wish to dig into it a bit more, and it's usually placed next to other similar chains to do with grace, so you can look at all the different types and things like that. So the alphabetical index is good for that, and then there's the numerical index, and then you also have a whole load of other helps in there. So, for example, there's a condensed outline of the Bible, 2015. So let's have a look at, that's page 2015. So let's have a look at that. So page 2015. So much in this Bible, it's just amazing. Here we go. Condensed outline of the Bible. So we have the Old Testament and how that's subdivided, the New Testament, how that's divided, periods of biblical history. This is something I've been very interested in recently with using the chronological life application study Bible. That's great for that. We've got some character studies here, along with any supplemental information that's useful, for example, a map or a chart or, that sort of thing. So we have prominent characters, should you wish to do a character study, not just topical studies. We have an outline history of the apostles. I think there is a Bible harmony as well, so let's have a look for that. Oh, there we go, that's a nice one. Messianic prophecies and their fulfillment. So that's a great one should you want to look into the Old Testament and see where it's fulfilled in the New Testament. We have Journeys of Abraham, and it will go through the Old Testament with the various journeys and supplemental information concerning that period of time. We have a Harmony of the Gospels, which is always great. I used the one in my old King James Version chain reference quite a lot. So at any one stage, you can see what's in each Gospel. So, for example, the Transfiguration. You'll see that it's in Matthew's Gospel there, Mark's Gospel there, Luke's Gospel there, but not in John's Gospel. So again, you can see, you can cross-reference the Gospels and get into that. And then there's loads. There's things on the life of Christ, including, I think it's still in here, the final hours and final days, which I always thought was really nice. So here's the nice picture of Jerusalem, Jesus in his last days, Jesus in his hours upon the cross, along with the 7 sayings on the cross. This is really good. And yeah, I mean, the maps are great. The concordance is good. It's a New King James Concordance, of course. There's the maps. There's even a few sheets of note paper as well, which is a very rare thing to find in the back of a Bible, but we have some here should you wish to mark up. In terms of marking, I mean, I like these Zebra Saracen Nano ones these days, but if I just go marking, there's probably people shrieking all over the internet now, but I like to test things on my Bible just to see what they're like. You'll see that it's okay. I mean, things will show through. If you had something like a Zebra Sarasa or something like that, that might be better. Not a Zebra Sarasa, sorry, a Pigma Micron. So again, let's do the same sort of exercise. This is an 01 marking. See what that's like. Yeah, it's not great, so yeah, I'd be careful with marking in this. Use something very fine, use something very gentle and friendly, and you should be okay. Go as small as possible. But this Bible's great. The production on it is brilliant. Yes, you can get cheaper versions. For example, in the New King James, excuse me, you can get, I think you can get a genuine leather cowhide one. You can get a brown leather soft. You can get a hard cover as well, and I think the hard cover is quite low cost. I think it's about £35. Obviously, it won't have all the features of the Premier Collection one, and it is a red letter as well. Just so you know, it's only the Premier Collection that is a black letter Bible. But certainly there is some beautiful bindings, and there is a large print version as well. Now, I'm not too sure how the large print compares to the Premier, because the Premier Collection is certainly very, very readable. I would call it a larger print for sure. But yeah, the cowhide one looks nice as well. That's about £70, something like that. And I'm just going to have a look for what size font the large print is, because the large print is actually larger. It's 10.5, and looking at the pictures of it, it's very generous. But it doesn't look too different to what we have here with the Premier Collection. So yeah, have a look at that if you're interested. Yes, they do other translations as well. I believe they do the New International Version. They do the King James Version. Do they do the ESV? Let's have a look. They do the New American Standard Bible, and they do the English Standard Version as well. So pretty much a whole range of translations. You've got the KJV and New King James that are based on one set of texts, and then you have those other modern translations that are based on other texts. So something for everybody, whichever translation you prefer. So that's just my brief thoughts and review of the Thompson Chain Reference Bible from Zondervan, the Premier Collection version, which is absolutely beautiful. I absolutely love it. It's certainly in my main rotation. Yes, it's big and it is heavy as well, but it's just an awesome resource, and I'm really glad that at long last I've been able to find a chain reference Bible that I really like and can recommend to others. If you buy this Bible, you won't be disappointed. I think I got this for about £110, £120 here in the UK. I'll leave a link to all of these in the description so that you can buy one if you like the look of it. And the channel receives a very small commission. You pay the same price anyway. So if you want to support us, then take a look at that. So I hope you've enjoyed that review. Do take care and God bless. Do share the content, like, subscribe, and try and support us in any way you can. Take care, and we'll see you on another video soon. Bye-bye.